Hey, SP flashlight guy here. Right here in my left hand I have the JETbeam BC10 that just came out last week. And on my right hand I have the JETbeam RRT-0. Both of them have an XPG R5 emitter. The BC10 has a light orange peel reflector. The RRT-0 has a smooth reflector. The BC10 has two modes, a high of 270 lumens and a low of 30 lumens. The RRT-0 has a high of 255 lumens and a low of 0.003 lumens. They both have a tactical momentary activation switch. Both of them can tail stand, but the RRT-0 is more stable. Reason because it has a full round bottom bezel. And as you can see in the BC10, it's kind of that dip. Momentary switch, I say the BC10 is a lot better when it comes to feel and activating. Reason being, because on the BC10, if you just lightly press it, it comes on. And on the RRT-0, you kind of have to push it quite a bit and not push it too hard, because then it will turn on. And then if you go too far, it'll click it on. So if you can see, the BC10 is just a lot faster when it comes to momentary activation. Lengthwise, the RRT-0 is definitely longer. Widthwise, they're both the same. They both come with a belt clip. I just forgot to put it on the RRT-0, and they both can be reversed depending on how you like your clip. Bezel wise, the RRT-0 is a little thicker. Reflector wise, like I said, RRT-0 is smooth, BC10 light orange peel. It looks like they almost use the same reflector, but then it also looks like the RRT-0 might be slightly deeper. To switch modes on the BC10, there's the max. To go to the low mode, you loosen the bezel, and there's the low of 30 lumens. Tighten it, back to 270 lumens. On the RRT-0, you use this little switch right here to ramp through the lumens. So that's the max, and I'm going to go down to the very lowest of 0.003. Now you can barely see that it's on, but it is. I'm not going to be able to shine anything with it. Brightness wise, I will say that the BC10 has a little bit more brightness than the RRT-0. The RRT-0 has a more defined hotspot, reason being because of the smooth reflector, and the BC10 has a larger hotspot than the RRT-0 because of the light orange peel reflector. So like I said, BC10 is slightly brighter than the RRT-0. The BC10 has a larger hotspot than the RRT-0. Throw wise, I believe that the RRT-0 will throw a little bit further. So I'm going to shine them up against this wall right here. As you can see, BC10 on the left, RRT-0 on the right. And you can see that the BC10 does have a larger hotspot than the RRT-0, and you can kind of tell that it is slightly brighter. 15 lumens, you'd think wouldn't make that much difference, but I guess it does. Spill wise, they're both about the same. Color wise, the RRT-0 is more white than the BC10. The BC10 has a slight hint of purple, I guess. They both run off of a single CR123 battery. The RRT-0 can also be ran off of AA, but for that you need an extension, which also comes with it, and also have that. Price wise, they're way different. BC10 you can get for about $40 shipped. The RRT-0 you can get for about $98 shipped. And if you want the extension tube for the AA battery, that's an extra $12. So do you want to spend 40? Do you want to spend 98? If you want run a AA also, then like I said, it's an extra $12 for the extension tube. This one can run CR123s or AA. This one only runs AA's, or CR123s, excuse me. But there is the new JETbeam BA10 that runs off a AA battery. And if you want a CR123 and a AA flashlight, you know, still a better deal to get the BA10 and the BC10, and you still save yourself about $30 from the RRT-0. So, like I said, looks wise, they're both really good looking. JETbeam quality fill and finish. You know, it's hard to say which one I think looks better. They both look really cool. So basically, your decision comes down to, you know, do you want to spend 40 or do you want to spend 98? Or do you want to run AA? Then you can do that with the RRT-0. Or do you want to spend another 40 and get the BA10 and still be $30 less than the RRT-0? So decide. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to get some nighttime beam shots a little bit later during the week. So yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, let me know.